welcome to the track guide portion of the video. It's week 3 here at Sebring International Raceway. Track temps are going to be a pretty big factor this week, especially when the race is happening in-game, so it's supposed to be around noontime. So anytime that the sun's actually hitting the track, it's partly cloudy, you're going to see those track temps rise, and you're just going to have a little less grip out there. It's going to be a little tricky with that. Just like Motegi last week, it's going to be really, really flat. But instead of focusing on, smooth, long throttle application, a lot of it's going to be precise turn-ins. You can definitely lose and gain a lot of time if you, either delay it or, go a little too soon and maybe eat a little curb. So you want to try to avoid that. All right, we'll make our way down to turn 1 here. Our goal here, it's a very fast corner, so we just want to open it up as much as possible and try to minimize how much steering input we're putting into the car. What you want to do, try to get as close to the wall here on the right hand side, and notice how the pit wall gets really nice and straight. That's where you want to start your turn in, and just after that you want to start, about 30% brake. Get off the brakes fairly quick as soon as you know the car is going to turn in, and then get on the throttle nice and slow. What you want to do here is be full throttle right around this apex cone, right about there, and you'll be in 4th gear, and by here you should be in 5th gear, and just letting it ride out to the curb there. Approaching turn 2, what I like to do is get this car nice and straight, right for the braking zone, and keep it to the right hand side of the track. Start braking right around this 3 cone. Brake about 80%, and then downshift to 2nd gear. Trail brake in. Try to hit this kind of oddly late apex here and use a little bit of curb on entry. What you want to do is try to set yourself up to be able to uh, make this corner without eating this curb. You want to get over to the left a little bit because this curb's a little weird. You think you should be able to just take it, but it's kind of flat and then it's very aggressive. So if you eat the curb, you're going to lose a little bit of time there. Plus, you're not going to be able to keep it to the right-hand side of the track up here. So you can open up this next corner. What you want to do here, start braking about 20%, just as this curb's starting to end. Keep in 2nd gear and just trail brake in, get on the throttle nice and early, and just try to make as good of an exit as you can. This is definitely a corner that can be a little bit tricky. You can lose, 1 or 2 tenths just by getting the turn in wrong. Making our way down to turn 7, what we'll want to do here is start braking right around the 4 cone. And really your goal here, brake straight and try to downshift to 1st gear as fast as possible. Once when you are in the middle of this rumble strip here, that's where you'll want to be starting your turn in. And you just want to get right down to the apex and get on the throttle nice and early because you have another long straight coming out of here. Try to use this curb as much as you can, but really you want to minimize your steering inputs here. Like you don't want to try to yank it to the right and then to the left. Just try to use as much curb here and just keep the wheel nice and straight. Here on out, you're just trying to minimize your steering inputs and just the overall uh, length of the track that you're trying to use. Alright, making our way down to turn 10 here. What you want to do here is start braking about 80% just before the 3 cone there. Downshift all the way down to 1st gear here. And just trail brake in and try to get on the throttle nice and early. Try to squat the rear so you have a little bit more traction. I got on a little too hard here, probably lost about a tenth and a half just by, not easing on it onto it a little bit easier. But really, you're just trying to carry as much speed all the way down here to turn 12 and 13. Just about here, you want to at the 3 cone, you want to start braking. You can brake as late as the 2 cone, but sometimes you might run a little wide. So I got on the brakes a little early, and really you just want to aim to have about 60% brake, and just trail brake in and try to hit this apex uh, without eating too much curb. If you eat too much curb, you're gonna lose a lot of speed there. So what you want to do is just kiss that apex, and then run it out to the curb without getting off track. Definitely a pretty fast corner there for such a tight bend, but really you could gain a lot of ground there if you can hit the apex perfectly. Approaching turn 15. Again, just like turn 2, I like to get this car nice and straight and start braking just before the 2 cone. Brake around, 60, 70%, and downshift from 5th all the way down to 2nd. Try to use as much curb here as you can, and let it run all the way out to the other curb, and try to use a little bit of curb here. What you can do is if you get off the throttle a little bit more to get a little bit more rotation to the left-hand side, you can actually put the car over this right here, this little tail of the curb, so you can get it over even more and ready for turn 16 here. Here you just get a little bit of brake just after this curb. Really, you just want to start getting on the brakes just a little bit, about 30, 35%, just so you can get a little rotation all the way down. Try to kiss that curb. You can use that curb as much as you can, but really what I want to prioritize is this exit and use this curb as much as possible. Now, work our way down all the way down to turn 17. This is a very fast corner. You'll be fighting the Sebring bumps, is what I like to call it. Um, Real risk killer. But what you'll want to do is start braking and turn in right at this 1 cone. Get on the brakes about 50%, and trail brake down, as well as downshifting very slowly all the way down to 2nd gear. Get on the throttle just before you hit under this bridge here. You can see way back here, we're getting back on the throttle nice and early and carrying as much speed out of here as possible. Run it all the way to the wall and then bring her home. And that'll be it for this track guide for Sebring International Raceway. Hope you guys enjoyed, and just remember to like and subscribe and help me out on the algorithm. Thanks, guys.